So even though native apps dominate mobile usage in general, there's the feeling that they may not be the best vessel for AR, and the inherent activation energy of app stores and downloads may not be conducive to AR's already adoption-challenged early stages. So the question is if WebAR can sidestep some of that friction, and this is the topic of the latest Artillery Intelligence report. So first off, what is WebAR? In short, it delivers AR experiences through the mobile browser, and the thinking is that the app download process may be misaligned with AR's serendipitous use cases. So for example, social multiplayer interactions or dynamic commerce activations such as in-aisle retail AR experiences. And in these dynamic and fleeting moments, consumers are less likely to stop and spend 90 seconds downloading an app for an experience that lasts 30 seconds. The moment's sort of gone at that point. Now, the challenge for WebAR is that, again, AR sort of inherits the broader mobile environment's app dominance, and in AR's early stages, that translates to the most popular AR experiences being app-based, most notably social AR lenses. And the ease and familiarity of app stores, not to mention those established apps like Snapchat, have attracted users versus the open waters of the mobile web. And it's also worth noting that apps have some functionality advantages, such as sensor fusion with mobile hardware, especially when using vertically integrated systems like iOS. Now, despite app's early lead, there's some evidence that WebAR could start to gain ground. So for one, WebAR functionality continues to advance thanks to the work of innovators like Eighth Wall, who are working hard to get their software to work on more smartphones. And they're up to about 90% of the global smartphone base that can run at least basic AR experiences. And that brings us to WebAR's other big advantage, which is greater potential scale and device compatibility. So one problem with apps is that there's platform fragmentation. So any given developer has to choose a platform or social app walled garden or the expensive route of all of them. And WebAR, on the other hand, reaches about 3.1 billion devices according to our data, and that's greater than any other mobile AR delivery channel or platform. Now, it's worth adding that WebAR is the least active channel because of some of those app comfort issues we talked about, but it has the greatest headroom and the biggest shell to grow into. So there are a few other WebAR advantages, specifically from a marketing perspective. So we covered device reach, and brand marketers are certainly all about reach, but there's also the three dynamics of WebAR, as we call them, which are dynamic activation, dynamic updates, and dynamic analytics. So with activation, experiences can be launched from a variety of media, including product packaging. And because it's the web, AR experiences can be activated through universal web links in the form of physical markers like QR codes. Now with dynamic updates, experiences can be altered easily via web updates, and that's compared to the clustered app versioning and approvals required in app stores. So WebAR rollouts can be a lot more agile than that. And then there's dynamic analytics. So since it's the good old web, campaigns can analyze and utilize things like Google Analytics versus the more basic metrics provided by native apps and platforms. So that just scratches the surface, and you can see more in the full report, including breakdowns on campaign tactics and best practices and several case studies. But in closing, it's worth noting that WebAR again has lots of headroom in both active use and functionality. And as it catches up with native apps on both fronts, it could really gain ground as a go-to modality and delivery channel for the next era of consumer AR.